Yasmin Vasugian, thank you for that. Let's bring in criminal defense attorney Misty Marris to talk more about this. Misty, thanks so much for joining us. So, in the motions, Drake also accuses UMG of violating the Federal RICO Act. For those who may be unfamiliar, a RICO case is typically or historically associated with the mob, but it has been used to bring charges against gangs and politicians, as we saw in the election interference case in Georgia. But what is Drake's legal team really arguing here?
Yes, Allison. So that is absolutely correct. Usually you see a RICO type case being a criminal conspiracy where there's a criminal enterprise committing illegal activities for the furtherance of their ultimate criminal goals. But here, what we're seeing is the civil RICO argument. So it's outside of the criminal sphere, but it still makes a similar allegation that these agencies and these businesses have engaged in activities which are not legal, with the goal of promoting his rival, Kendrick Lamar, in illegal ways. And so the argument is similar in that they have to show, in order to be successful, Drake would have to show that there was a meeting of the minds and a conspiracy to do so, but it's not criminal. It's a civil case that would ultimately result in damages if he were to be successful.
Yeah, I didn't even know a civil RICO argument existed. When you look at this case, do you think it is a viable one?
Well, right now we're so early in the process because these filings are pre-litigation petitions. And what's the basis for them? It's very narrow in the courtroom. It looks for information about what parties could potentially be involved and whether or not documents and information needs to be preserved. So it's pre-suit. If these cases were to move forward, a lawsuit could look very different. But based on the allegations, which in order to be successful in this pre-litigation phase, somebody has to show that there is merit to the case, that there could be a viable claim. And that's what we're seeing in these filings. So you could see a case for maybe deceptive business practices, false advertising, or other civil claims, including what looks like a defamation claim that's being raised.
If this does move ahead and we do see a formal lawsuit filed, is the fact that Drake is also represented by Universal going to be an issue in any way here?
It's actually very critical because in order to be successful on any of these theories, Drake would have to show that there was a financial impact to him, and it cannot be speculative. He has to have had actual damages based on this conduct. That's something that's difficult to establish. It's called standing, and it also relates to the damages argument. So the fact that they're both under that UMG umbrella could be a critical component for the case for Drake to even get it into the courtroom.
Really interesting stuff. Misty Marris, thank you so much. We appreciate your time and insights.